The Justice Department indicted former Cuban President Raúl Castro today in connection with the shooting down of two civilian planes that killed 4 Cuban Americans in 1996.
It's the Trump administration's latest move to pressure Cuba to accept changes that the U.S. demands. NBC4's Conan Nolan joins us live from the newsroom now with those details. Conan.
That's right. It was a milestone for Cuban Americans in South Florida as well as here in Southern California. The indictment of a man, although 94 years old, is still running, essentially, the communist island of Cuba. The announcement took place at Miami's cavernous Freedom Hall, a symbol for Cuban Americans who had fled the communist revolution.
4 humanitarians were on a noble mission to help those fleeing oppression. Instead, their lives were violently taken in a reckless act by the Cuban regime.
30 years ago, the Cuban Air Force shot down 2 civilian planes piloted by Brothers to the Rescue, a private aid organization which carried out humanitarian missions to save Cubans fleeing the autocratic island nation. 4 people were killed, 3 of them U.S. citizens, the 4th a legal U.S. resident. Today, the Department of Justice formally filed a grand jury criminal indictment against the man who the U.S. says ordered the shoot down, the former president of Cuba, 94-year-old Raúl Castro. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche.
Raúl Castro and 5 co-defendants participated in a conspiracy that ended with Cuban military aircraft firing missiles at those civilian planes and killing 4 Americans.
It was a moment Cuban Americans in South Florida had long been waiting for. Carlos Castro was one of the pilots, his sister.
Time heals, but it doesn't let you forget. It just lets you accept.
As for the potential of Castro seeing the inside of a U.S. courtroom, Blanche would not speculate.
The way that we get people here who are charged with a crime varies. There's all kinds of different ways because we certainly expect and believe that Mr. Castro is entitled to his day in court right here in Miami.
The indictment comes as Cuba is in a state of crisis, having run out of fuel. The Trump administration has demanded changes to the government.
It's a failing nation. You see that it's falling apart. They have no oil, they have no money. It's a failing nation.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the son of Cuban immigrants, today in a Spanish-language video encouraged Cubans to demand new leadership, which he said would set the country on a path to a better future and improved relations with the United States. And today, California U.S. Senator Adam Schiff introduced a resolution in the Senate saying that the Trump administration would need Senate and House approval before engaging in any kind of military activity against the Cuban government. I'm Conan Nolan, NBC4 News.